It is to the Italians, like to the French, the 2CV and the Renault 4. I'm talking, of course, about the Fiat 500. Hello and welcome, dear skilled modelers, to my small hobby YouTube channel. My name is Tomo, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Fiat 500F in this huge box. This, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, skilled modelers, this is heaven. This is what heaven feels like, and it's all good. This Fiat 500 has been released last year. The first time that I saw this car was at the Nuremberg Toy Fair last year in February, and I was blown away. This car is absolutely packed with details, and it's just a nostalgia car all around. For those of you who don't know what this is the Fiat 500, or like the Italians like to say, a 500. It is a 1968 version, the Fiat 500F. Now the first Fiat 500 that came out was in 1954, I believe, and they produced them till 1975, so that's a pretty long span of production line for this car. And this car was made and sold by the Fiat company, but was also licensed to former Yugoslavia and was known as the Fiat 750 or later 850. The numbers correlate to the engine power. The base model Fiat 500 was not that powerful to begin with. I think it had around 13 horsepower, which correlates somewhere between 450 to 530 cc engine. The later iterations, or the licensing of it to Zastava, which was producing them under Zastava brand, was a bigger version of this. The Fiat 500 was the smallest of all the cars in that period. It measured just shy of 3 meters, and it had a 470 to 500 cc engine, which produced around 13 horsepower, which is really not that much. But then again, the car was small and light. I do believe that this car only weighed 499 kilograms, so just shy of half a ton. Just shy. It had a 2-cylinder engine with 4 gears. The later version of the Fiat 500 was the Fiat 600, which again correlates to the engine capacity, the 600cc engine or more. The car that I remember as a kid was made and produced by Zastava by licensing of the Fiat 600 or the Fiat 600, which actually means Fiat 600. And it was longer and had a more powerful engine. All the engines were air-cooled, and they were a little bit bigger. They didn't have the suicide doors as the first models did, but they had normal ones, and also had other small improvements to the car. The front lights were a little bit bigger, and I think it was a little bit stretchier and beefier in any sense. But I'll give you a photo to compare. Back to the model. This model is absolutely wonderful, and the reason that I'm so excited about it is because it has a ton of features. Not only that it's 1/12 scale, which you can basically compare to a motorcycle, it also has stuff. And the stuff that I'm so excited is that it has movable roof, working steering, working suspension, working doors, all the doors, movable seats, real rubber tires, which are absolutely fantastic. What's really cool about it, you can build it up as a Anglo-Saxon version or the European version, which is awesome. And I think it's just time for us to dive into the box and see the contents. Okay, munchkins. So here's a huge ass box from ITALERI. Yeah, see? ITALERI. The Fiat 500F from 1968. It's a big ass box, and my little tripod is struggling to capture the glory of it in this shot. So I'm moving around as I'm speaking. So to show you the box really quickly, and this light, of course, hello, is here. So anyway, so the box is big, and then you can see the box from all sides. Here you can see the features of this neat little automobile. Got stuff here on the back, some advertising for the 2 other iconic Italian Fiats. And well, that's basically it anyway. On the back side there's nothing. So why don't we just open this baby up, huh? As you can see from this little layout, it's nicely packed, nicely presented. You have the shell of the car, then you have some photo etch stuff, which is actually the matting and some signs from the Fiat. Basically they're just mats and seat belts and stuff. Really nice. We have the decals here as well, and then of course we have the business in the middle. Anyway, we're just gonna take a look at the Sprues with the bags intact, and hopefully it's gonna be okay. Okay, so the first thing we see is the shell of the car, and it's just a ginormous shell. White, very nicely molded, no crud, no crap. It's just fantastic. There are some injecting pin marks on the inside that you can see here. You probably won't be, maybe you can see it. Oh yeah, you can see them. But you can sort those out without a problem, I think, because you just basically sand them out, put some putty inside. It's because it's a big surface, you know, a big area. You'll be able to do this, no problem. And besides, nobody just turned the car around and look. Oh, look at those ping marks. You know, nobody's probably gonna see them anyway, because they're gonna be all in the glory of the car anyway. So this is the main shell of the body. The plastic is nice and sturdy, nice and thick. It's good. It's classic ITALERI white plastic. Then we are greeted with some tires, full rubber tires with threads, and they are absolutely gorgeous as well. They have some little crub on the end, but it's still nothing. You just snip them off with a couple of snippers. Let me put some light here, maybe it's gonna be better. This lighting condition is not optimal for this sort of filming. Let me put this light. Okay, told you, amateur hour here. Okay, so we got it. Yeah, this is better, I think. Is it? You gotta tell me on the comments below what a noob I am. So yeah, see, these are the tires. We can take you closer. You can see the dimensions and everything. They're just gorgeous. Because this is a big car, we are actually greeted with a lot of photo etch stuff, and as you can see here, we have the belt buckles, we have the floor mats, and some signs for the car, the Fiat 500 logo. What else? And another logo for the back. Oh, and we have the back mirror for the car, but mostly they're just mats. Okay, decals, look at those. They are gorgeous. Gorgeous, I tell you. License plates, some emblems, some stickers for the car. I think this is like on the engine and the inside of the engine cover. This little red thing, this thing. And you have the speed dial, of course, and various other things. And this is also for the engine. Nice decals, really nicely printed. And we have, of course, the tarp here, the roof. This is actually a movable roof. Well, you can make it movable, as I see from the videos. This hole is basically a sunroof that folds open and close, and that's the material for it. And then we have some here. What's this? It's just cardboard. I believe that might be just the license plate template, so that you can fit it in the front and the back, and then you apply license plate on top of it if you choose to do so. Quickly look at the manual first, because I was really curious about the nylon mesh that we saw. And in the manual, I'm super excited for this car. I mean, this is just wow. Here on the first page, you see the nylon net, right? And here on the second page or the third page, it says leather. Oddly enough, there is no leather in the kit, so either it's missing from this particular box, or they just want you to get some leather, because this is actually the roof of the car, because you can have the car in the hard top or leather soft top, right? It's right here on the back. Let me just scroll back here. Oh, wait, even more. Come on. Where did I see it? Yeah, here, see? On this page, where you have to attach the roof, you have the liner on the bottom, or you could use leather and you use a template. I don't know. Again, this might be a cock-up in the manufacturing process, but I have to make sure. I have to kind of talk to the manufacturer about this. If this mesh is supposed to be leather, or is leather actually missing. So here you can see that you can attach it here on this little frame, and it can be closed and opened. So this is really cool. I mean, the whole assembly instruction manual is just phenomenal. I really got excited just looking at it, because this steering wheel moves, and depending on which version you're building, you can have like the Anglo-Saxon version or the European version, or right hand, left hand drive, and the springs. And you know, it's just so beautifully designed. It's so beautifully presented. It just makes you wanna tear into the sprues and just start gluing stuff together and making it all nice and pretty. And the seats are movable, as you can see here. It's just so full pack of detail that anybody who likes cars, this is just like heaven. I mean, this is just heaven. So you can see here, it will. This is a little unorthodox for my part. You know, the manual is on the back, on the last thing that you review. My God, I got stuck there. And but anyway, I don't care. So yeah, it's really nice. Look, see all the features. And if you look at close to this picture here, if I take it closer here, kind of see the mesh here, you know, because it's it's a mesh, right? Transparent mesh. So I don't know what leather is supposed to then be. Maybe just a typo, I don't know. But anyway, you can make it nice and cool and pretty. So okay, let's move on to the actual sprues. So the first sprue that we're going to take a look at are the little engine pieces and some of the wheels and hubs and stuff. I'll take it close. I mean, there's a ton of them. You can see them clearly from the plastic bags. I mean, sorry for the light shining, but as you can see, the quality on the build is absolutely second to none. See the little screw here that turns the wheel? So nice. Fantastic. The first wide sprue contains of course, the body trim and the body panels. The doors are so nice and big. I mean, it's so interesting to see something like this in such a big scale when you're used to like 72nd or 24th scale or 35th scale. To see something this big, it's just so nice. Okay, so we have another big bag with sprues with engine parts and a ton of detail, like the battery here. You can see the battery and the little air hoses and the filter cap. Wow, this is so nice. And the arms. Wow, look at that. This is super nice. And something actually broke off. What broke? A piece of plastic broke off. Well, hopefully it's not. What's this? Some sort of attachment thingy. Yeah, it broke off, but it doesn't matter. It's not bad. And we have the wheel. Well, the steering wheel and the wheel. Yeah, it's super nice. The last sprue is this little big sprue that contains the seats and the lining, the inner lining. So if you have a hard top, the roof lining, and the door lining, the various parts. I remember this as a kid. I mean, I sat in one of these, and it's just the way I remember it. I mean, this is such a stroll down memory lane for me. Man, I'm really so tempted to buy this one for myself and just build it up, because it's like, oh, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Even the seats have detail. I mean, if I take you close here, inside, you can see here, it has texture. It has leather texture here. It's really hard to see from this angle, but maybe you can see it on the corner here. It's textured. It's like it's leather. I mean, it's wow, really nice. Chrome is all important on any vehicle, civilian vehicle. Here is exactly the same, and these chrome pieces look to be pretty well chromed. I don't really think that you would be tempted to re-chrome these things, because they look good. I mean, they're shiny, they're chromy, it hits the spot. Okay, the last sprue here is of course the clear sprue that contains all the glass and the lights here in the front and this little iconic pointy blinkers. My god, this is such a nostalgic thing for me. My grandfather used to have one with the suicide doors and everything. It's like super nice. And I remember sitting inside one, it was like, ah. And this one has actually Windows scroll down, so, but it's forever down, so yeah, okay, it's okay. I mean, yeah, Windows scroll down, it's okay. So that's super fine. And the last thing inside this here is, of course, a little vinyl tubes and springs, because don't forget, this has spring action. It can move up and down. So that is so neat. Yeah, that's the breakdown of these little car. Well, little car is in quotation. Back to the studio. With every click and subscription to my channel, another modeler is born. Think about that. Thank you so very much for watching. If you have been, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I'll see you again soon in the next one. Bye-bye.